Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 84. And for this evening's stream, we are going to have a bracket. So we're going to have a bracket to see which video game has the best single-player campaign. So as people start showing up, you guys can start making suggestions for nominees, and we'll have a selection of some video games, and then we will each vote and decide which game we think is best. So we're still waiting for people to show up, but anyone who is tuning in now, don't be shy, say hello, and let me know what video game would you like to nominate? What video game do you personally think has the best single-player campaign? Now, for anyone who has watched before, you might notice that things look a little bit different. I'm trying to experiment, trying to improve these streams, and you might notice that. Like I'm trying to. I've been experimenting with different segments, and this is one of the segments, the bracket segment. But also trying to experiment with my set design a little bit. I've got some lights set up, and going to try this out. So we'll see how this works. It looks all right. I'll try to improve it in future streams and things like that. But yeah, just trying to improve the set design, and I'm going to have some other changes too. So over time, you'll see like a few little changes in these streams. But while we're waiting for more people to show up, if you're tuning in, don't be shy, say hello, and let me know. What is your favorite video game? Which video game do you think has the best single-player campaign? Leave a comment. I'm going to go ahead and start things off with a song. So let me go ahead and just get everything set up here. All right, this is the song you've been waiting for. This one's called Waiting. So, this is where we are. Where else have we been? Circle in this room, round and round again. Look into my eyes, see if there's a change. Who I tried to be is not who I became. Everyone is gone, they found the way out. I will find it too, any second now. But will you find me? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. It seems so long ago since we first began. Now that it's today, maybe this will end. Seeing no results has got me feeling down, but I'll be up again any minute now. But will you find me? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. But when you find me, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Been so patient. Time is wasting, and I can't take it. Please give me something. I'll take anything. Just don't leave me. you. Again, that song is called Waiting. All right. So anyone who's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Let me know how you're doing out there. Let me know how your week has been. How has your week been? My week's been all right. Mine's been a little busy. Working on a lot. Got a new song coming out soon, so I'm really excited about that. I was hoping I would be releasing it this Monday, but I think I've been doing a lot of reassessing. I've been trying to work on kind of my content strategy and the things I'm going to be putting out. And I'm really excited about what's to come, but it's just taken a lot of planning and preparation. And that's always the hardest thing, kind of, stepping back from what you've been doing and just kind of reassessing like what is actually effective, what's actually going to work, and just trying to figure things out, just trying to get my head straight. Sometimes it's so overwhelming, but just to share with you a little bit what I've been kind of thinking, what I've been planning, I'm kind of doubling down on the streams a little bit. That's part of the reason why there's kind of more happening with the lighting here, because I want to bring you bigger and better streams, and I'm excited about the different things we can do with these streams. I'm going to continue to perform songs. But these different segments, just different ways to interact with you guys, different things to entertain you, to have fun with you. And that's what I want. I want these streams just to be fun. I want them to be a chance for us to connect over the things that we love, music, video games, skateboarding, movies, whatever it might be. I want that opportunity for us to enjoy that together. And kind of what I'm planning to do, some of you might know that shorts are very popular right now because of TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Short form content is very popular, and so I'm hoping to take clips, segments from these live streams to create shorts that I can post regularly and sort of promote these streams. So that way we can sort of build up a bigger audience together and kind of get more people. So by the way, if you enjoy these streams, please, consider inviting someone to join the fun. Invite someone to the stream, share it with someone who you think might enjoy it as well. That's definitely my biggest goal right now, is building an audience, and so looking forward to connecting with you guys. So still waiting for more people to show up, but what we are planning to do, I had posted a poll earlier this week about what do we want to vote on for a bracket, and I had posted a few things. It could have been best action movies. It could have been best vocalists. It could have been best professional skateboarders. But what ended up winning in the poll, out of everyone who voted, the majority voted for best single-player video games. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a bracket, and I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of what this will look like. 1 second. Here we go. So we've done brackets before, and we always just did it in the chat. And, just everyone kind of named it, and then I'd sort of type up so-and-so versus so-and-so, and then people would vote while I was playing a song, and we would do it that way. But I have since found, we're stepping up in the world, kind of upgrading things. So this is just a simple website. I think it's simply called Bracket HQ or something like that. And it's a pretty cool website. It's just, it gives you a very simple bracket. You can do a few things to tweak to the design, but basically you could just put your entries in there, and then and then just people can vote, and then you collect the votes. Whoever wins, that moves up in the bracket until you get to the end, the final bracket. So yeah, I thought this would be kind of a fun visual way to represent the nominees that we have. And so as soon as we get some nominations, I will say, a lot of people were voting, so I was hoping people would be showing up for the stream and would have some games that they would nominate. But as of right now, I don't know. People, maybe they're having dinner. It's kind of weird. That is the one thing about these streams I will say, is like sometimes they will do well. Like the past couple streams, I've gotten like, 7 or 8 people, which for me is a lot. 7 or 8 people, attending at once. And it's like, wow, a lot of people, a lot of engagement happening in the chat, a lot of conversation, just really good fun streams. And then like I'll get a couple streams like that, and then the next stream, crickets. It's just like nobody. And so now I'm hopeful. Sometimes it'll be a little bit it'll be a little scarce like this, and then and then people will show up later, 30 minutes into the stream. It's like, oh, okay, now people are starting to show up, But I don't know why that is. I guess some people, they get, busy work schedules. So if you are tuning in, don't be shy, say hello, and let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your week's been. So so brackets, that's kind of what we're going to be looking into doing in a little bit here. A couple other things to update you guys about. So one, I have entered into a contest to where the winner gets the opportunity to meet Tony Hawk. So some of you, if you attended last week's stream, you heard me talk about this. And if you've been following me on social media, you've probably seen all of this. But basically, I saw some notification about, like, contest, you could win and meet Tony Hawk. And I kind of checked it out, and it seemed pretty simple. Seemed like all you had to do was enter. So I was like, sure, why not, So I went for it, and then, it said, all right, you're in. And it said, now you just got to get votes. And I was like, oh, it's a vote thing, I'm probably going to lose to some popular streamer or some popular, social media personality. But from the get-go, I was already in, it said I was in like 50th place. And I was like, 50? I don't know how many people are in this contest, but that seems pretty good, Maybe I got a chance at this. So I was like, all right, let's see if we can get a few people to vote. So I got a few people to vote. Next thing I know, I'm like, up in the top 10s, and like getting up there and eventually in like 4th place. And I'm like, wow, I am really up there. And as it turned out, I ended up making it to 1st place in my group. So the voting ended last week, and then but that was for the top 20. So this week, the voting has been for the top 15. So I've been asking again, and let's go ahead and check. I'm actually going to click on this link, and let's see where I'm at right now. Wow, I am currently in 1st place in my group, so that's awesome. Now, it does say in my group. I don't know how many groups there are, but 1st place can't be bad, So, so I don't know. I don't know if I really do have a fighting chance at this, or if it just seems like too good to be true. If it's like, oh, I'm 1st place in my group, but there's like 100 groups and I'm in last place in all the other groups. It's like I don't really understand how this works. But either way, main point being, in my group, I'm 1st place. So so yes, if you definitely want to help me, I would totally appreciate that. Getting the chance to meet Tony Hawk, that would be freaking sweet. I would just, I don't know. I grew up with Tony Hawk, and he has influenced me in so many ways. His video games, his skate videos, so much has influenced me in skateboarding, and music, and video games, and just, all kinds of creative endeavors. Pretty much everything I'm into, Tony Hawk's been related to it in some way or another. So getting the opportunity to meet him and just get to chat with him, I would just, I don't even know, like, I'd have to, like, plan out all my thoughts, like, what I want to think, but just the chance to talk to him and have a discussion, like, I would just love that, So if you want to help me, it literally takes, like, 10 seconds to do. You just click the link, you click free daily vote, and then you confirm with your social media profile. So you just click that, like the Facebook one, and then it confirms, and that's it. It takes like less than a minute to vote. So there is a link for that in the chat over here, and I certainly do appreciate those of you who are willing to vote in that capacity. One thing I'm planning to do, now I haven't, I didn't get this set up before this particular stream, but as you all may know, I do perform songs throughout the streams. One thing that I sometimes am concerned about is I want people to understand, like, yes, I'm still going to perform songs, but we're also going to have segments in the streams, like for this evening's segment, we're doing a bracket, and, next week we'll be doing some songwriting, and, some other weeks we'll be reacting to videos, and other weeks we'll get, questions and requests and things like that. And so we'll have different segments, but I don't want people to get confused. I don't want people to come in for the stream, expecting the segment, and then they see me performing a song. Or they come in for a song and they see me doing a segment, or like talking like I am right now, and then they're like, wait, doesn't this guy play songs? When's he going to do a song? And so so in order to sort of kind of bring clarity to that, I'm planning to have a timer in the bottom of the screen, kind of in the the bottom left. Yeah, for you guys, bottom left, of the screen there. But I think it's going to be a timer that says next song in blank, and it's just going to count down. And I think every 20 minutes or so, it could be 20, 25 minutes, could be 15 minutes. I'm not really sure. Streams like this one, maybe 15 minutes would be the better time. But basically, just a number of times so that anyone tuning in, they kind of get the idea. Oh, he's going to be doing a song in a few minutes, and they might stick around for the song to play. And also just to kind of bring some structure to the stream, so it's not like, when do I do another song? It's kind of like we can sort of do the bracket, and we can say, oh, it's time for another song, and then, we can sort of have a little checkpoint there with that. And so, yeah, definitely excited about setting that up. So let me do a little math here. So, yeah, the next song should be in about 10 or 15 minutes. But, again, we don't have a whole lot of people watching right now. It says one person's watching, so if you're watching, please leave a comment so I can tell, someone is watching. I don't know if the one viewer, if it's me. I don't know if it's counting me as a viewer or if there is somebody else out there watching. But if you are watching, don't be shy. Say hello. And at some point, we can start talking about video games. So I guess that's what I'm going to do in a moment here. I'll talk a little bit longer, and then I'll go ahead and dive into another song here. But... Oh, hey, we got Hannah. Hey, Hannah, how are you? Wow, Moonlight's here. Hey, Moonlight, listen, I know I said I was going to disappear on you, but I heard you say crickets and knew I couldn't leave you hanging. Well, thank you, Moonlight. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm doing well, yeah. How are you, Moonlight? How's your week been? Just to get you up to speed, yeah, I'm hoping to do a bracket today. We were going to do a video game bracket. That's what I had posted a poll earlier this week. And the majority of people, a few people voted, and they said they wanted to see a bracket on single-player video game campaigns, but I'm not sure where all those voters are now. So, Moonlight, do you, I can't remember if you're much of a gamer. Do you play video games much, or is that not your thing? And Hannah, what about you? Do you, are you a gamer? Do you play video games at all? I know you like movies and music, so but if you had room, would you add video games to that list as well? Let me know. So that's kind of the plan. I'll show you guys real quick. I've got got this little bracket thing set up here. So I was going to let the people tuning in, let you guys sort of make a nomination, get all our nominees, and then we'll sort of vote as the stream goes. But thank you, Moonlight. I know. Let's see. I'm okay. Been a strange week, but I'm surviving. Yeah. Well, I do hope. Well, I'm glad you're hanging in there, and I hope it, gets a little less strange for you. I hope things kind of work out. Moonlight says, I'm not a gamer, but I'd love to be one. Been thinking of saving up for a gaming PC. That'd be pretty cool. Hannah says, I am definitely not a gamer, LOL. I do play Roblox and maybe Minecraft on occasion, but that's about it. Yep. So so we might have to tweak, if no one else shows up, we might have to tweak our bracket for this evening's stream. Moonlight, that's pretty cool. I can't comment too much on PC gaming. I'm more of a console gamer. I kind of like just, hanging out on my bed, and I don't know. I think it's cool that there are options for everyone and stuff. And so some people, PC gamers, that's what there's something about it. I'm not sure what, but I think the kind of games they appreciate, there's a reason they prefer it on that particular system. And then, me, I've always kind of thought of gaming as just kind of a casual, just kind of sit on the couch and play, with the controller kind of thing. And so I'm a bit of a gamer. These days I've actually been pretty busy, so it's been kind of hard to play games. But it's something I like to do in my downtime. And but I'm kind of a single player kind of person. So, I love, again, it probably goes with me, my passion for movies and stuff. I kind of think of video games as almost a way to sort of be in a movie, you can be Indiana Jones, or you can be, a Jedi Knight, or you can be Spider-Man or Batman, And so that's kind of what I enjoy, It's kind of a nice experience to just kind of be this character, go through the storyline, and kind of get to experience it. And then when it's over, you can sort of move on and have a new adventure that's a different kind of game, Let's see here. Moonlight was commenting, LOL, I used to play Roblox with my niece. Low-key kind of miss it sometimes. I've always wanted to get into Zelda and maybe a story game like Metal Gear Solid or something. The Metal Gear Solid games are definitely a lot of fun. That's kind of what I tend to prefer. I think I haven't really played Minecraft or Roblox myself. Again, I've got nephews and nieces also, and my nephew, he enjoys Minecraft, and so I've certainly seen him play. I've maybe played with him like a little bit, but not on a regular basis. But that's fine. I mean, those are some pretty popular games, and so it can be something to enjoy from time to time. I will say, like, I love Legos, and so I know Minecraft is almost like the video game version of building Legos in some capacity. And so when I was younger, that's definitely what I enjoyed doing, just having a box of Legos and just seeing what I could create and kind of make up and stuff. But yeah, some of my favorite story games. Oh, hey, Jack, thanks for joining us. Hey, Quincy and chat, hope you all are having a good night. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries. Better late than never. We're just kind of discussing video games right now. Jack, are you much of a gamer yourself? And if so, what video games do you enjoy? Hannah says, I used to play those sketchy Power Ranger or Marvel games that I'd have to rabbit hole down like 50 other sketchy sites. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like on the computer and stuff. Moonlight says, I will say I can absolutely crush some Mario Kart. Yep, that's a good one. Which Mario Kart is kind of, has this sort of balancing act thing. Oh, hey, Stan, thanks for joining us. Where, you could, you're not rewarded for doing good. You're basically punished for doing good in Mario Kart or, rewarded for losing, so to kind of balance things out. But that does kind of make it fun because you can be doing like really good. Kind of gives everyone a chance to sort of catch up and, makes you have to stay on your A game, because the tides can turn pretty quickly in that. Let's see here. My mom loves old school Mario Bros. Yep. Stanley made it. Stan, I know you play some games. I think you play some sports stuff. Do you ever play any, any story-based games or like single-player kind of campaign video games? That's sort of what we're looking to do in the brackets here. But for everyone tuning in, just to kind of give you an update, I am trying to kind of improve these live streams a little bit. So I've got a little bit of lighting. Hopefully you can see my show lighting back here and stuff. And hopefully from stream to stream I can make little improvements here and there. And hoping to have more segments like this and stuff. And so, going to continue performing songs, but then also having these different segments. So the segment we're looking to do, and we might be able to dive into it in a moment here since we've got some people showing up now. But yeah, we're trying to do a bracket. And so as you guys can see, we have a bracket here. And we can get some nominations and kind of get them in place, and then we can have votes and see which game makes it to the top. I will say, for anyone looking to get into games, if Moonlight was kind of saying would maybe be interested in Zelda or what else did you mention? Or Metal Gear or something like that. I definitely enjoy a lot of story games and stuff. Some of my favorite games, the Uncharted series is a lot of fun. If anyone, if you're a fan of Indiana Jones, Uncharted is basically like the video game version of Indiana Jones. You just you're a treasure hunter, and you get into, you get to travel the world, and you get in these exciting set pieces where, I'm trying to think like where to begin with that. Exploring jungles or oceans or whatever it might be, and there's like these awesome set pieces where like there's a train level where you're trying to rescue someone from a train, and you're having to climb across it and take out bad guys, and I don't know. I can't describe it justice, but those games are incredible. They're just super cinematic. Stanley says it's about patience and strategy. Jack says, not much of a gamer. All right, I got to be honest. So far, almost everyone who's showed up to the actual stream has said that they're not much of a gamer. But did you guys see the poll that I posted earlier this week? I posted a poll at the beginning of the week, and I said, hey, I'm going to do a bracket for this week's stream. What topic should we do for the bracket? You know, and I said single-player video games. I also said, you know, best professional skateboarder. I said best vocalist. And I said, you know, best singers. And what was the other one? Best action movies. And the winner of the poll was video games. But I just think it's kind of funny that the video games won the poll, but I feel like the people who are actually showing up to the stream are, you know, not much of gamers. So, and, you know, this is supposed to be for you guys. So, you know, we might have to, maybe have to tweak the bracket. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Jack was saying, not much of a gamer, but I have been into the Age of Empire games, Mortal Kombat, Diablo, is that 2 or 3? 2, and Madden 10 on my ancient PS2. Hey, dude, I'm still playing. I'm playing a PS1 game right now. I'm playing some Dino Crisis. I actually, I made an eBay account and just to find a copy of that game. I wanted to get it, and I've been playing that lately. I'm playing it on my PS2, but it's actually a PS1 game. So, ain't nothing wrong with old games, dude. Some of the best games are from PS2. Contra. It sounds like that's a game that Hannah enjoys. Moonlight says, I would play Guitar Hero with my brother when I was younger, and every time I thought I absolutely crushed him, but years later he confessed he was playing single all along and only pretend to plug me in. Oh, man, I bet that crushed your little heart. Hey, that's okay. You know what? You just got to get yourself a copy of Guitar Hero, and you just got to get some practice, and then someday just, you know, get with your brother and just be like, hey, why don't we play Guitar Hero for real and see how I do? And just surprise him, like, with how much, you know, don't let him know you've been practicing and just play on expert, and then you can, you know, get a little bit of redemption there. So, dude, I loved Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero, I think, actually helped me get a little better at real guitar. So, when Guitar Hero, like, first came out back in the day, trying to think where to start with it. My friend had the game, and I remember staying up late playing it with him, and, you know, it was awesome. It was a fun game. And they let me borrow it, and I showed it to my parents, and they thought it was the neatest thing. Like, oh, that's so cool. It's a guitar controller, and you're playing along with the song. But what they noticed even more so was after playing the game, like, I was actually getting better at real guitar because I was learning things from the game. Like, it was, one, I think it was just helping me with, like, my timing and stuff, but more so than that, I would use the game to learn songs. I would go into the practice mode of Guitar Hero and slow it down, and I'd play like the first few notes on the game, then pause it and pick up my real guitar and then figure out how to play it on the real guitar. And so I was learning real songs. I was learning new techniques, and yeah, they noticed it was improving my real guitar playing, so they went out and they bought me a copy of the game. And yeah, so I definitely loved Guitar Hero and got into Rock Band and all that stuff. Those were fun games to play. Jack says also Resident Evil 4 a while back. Yep. I haven't played the remake yet, but I've heard the remake is really good. Resident Evil 4, of course, is like one of the best Resident Evil games. I think the Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 7, those might be my favorite in the series. But the fourth one, I've heard the remake's really good, so I definitely want to get that. Yeah, those are great games. Stanley says Assassin's Creed, Batman, Wolverine, loved Call of Duty, World War II. I don't know if you mean World War II or World War 11. Guessing World War II. Hannah says missed it. I think maybe you were referring to the poll. Gamers who aren't Gamers Alliance. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see. To be honest, I think everyone who shows up is here for the community of the stream. Y'all are my friends, LOL. Well, yeah, definitely, Hannah. Definitely appreciate that. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I want this to be a community. Like I said, I'm trying to make improvements to the stream, and I want to make the streams better for you guys. I want to find fun things for us to do that we can all enjoy, and just enjoy our time together and stuff while playing a few songs for you as well. Stanley says I would say best frontman, David Lee Roth, not best voice. He put on a show. Yeah, you could almost put those in two different categories. You could have like best best frontman. Or best singer, and what are we saying, like who actually sounds the best or who just is the best frontman, who puts on the best show, Moonlight, I show up because it's like a personal live show all for myself. Well, that's what I want it to be. This is a live show for you. So I tell you what, guys. Well, first of all, let me just say thank you. I always appreciate you guys tuning in, and I always enjoy, chatting with you and just having fun, learning more about you, and just being able to connect about the things that we enjoy with. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play a song for you, and maybe we will go ahead and change the topic of this bracket. And I'll let you guys decide, do y'all want to do a bracket for single-player video games, or do you want to change the topic? And if so, which topic would you like to choose? Some of the other ones I put out there was Best Pro Skater, Best Vocalist, or we could say Best Frontman. Stan kind of suggested that. And then, or Best Action Movies. So, or maybe you've got another suggestion. So, what bracket would you guys like to do? Let me know, and we will, and maybe we'll modify the brackets that we're doing here. Hannah says, I had Wii Rock Band when I was younger. Introduced me to Avril and Weezer. It definitely stemmed my interest in wanting to actually form a band. Yeah, that was the cool thing about those games is, I think they got a lot of people interested in music or starting a band and introduced people to a lot, certainly introduced me to a lot of new artists and, learned a lot of techniques that I was able to apply on guitar. So let me go ahead and play a song for you guys. But let me know, what bracket do you guys want to do? You guys y'all are the real community. I'm not sure who was answering the vote, but y'all are the real ones. You're the ones that I want to notify. So whenever I put a poll up, you guys should know that that's intended for you all. So what bracket would you like to do? Please let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play an instrumental for you. Let's see. This is this is an instrumental. Hope you like it. This one's called Ascension. Stan says, love in the background. Thanks. Yep, just trying to up the production value a little bit. So maybe little by little, the stream will start looking a little bit better. I wish I could get this light a little brighter, though. That's the only issue. But, whatever. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Again, that song was called Ascension, and that one is available on streaming. So you can find that one on Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see here. Yep, catching up. Yep, Stan was saying, love in the background. Moonlight says the original poll voters were either abducted or raptured because they ain't here. Yeah, that must be the case. Hopefully they're okay. Hopefully the original poll voters are okay. You know, not sure where they've ended up at, but. Jack says action movies would be my choice, especially the more obscure action flicks. Well, cool. I am down for that. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Just don't cross the streams. I might be missing what you're referencing there, Stan. Hannah says, frontmen sound good. I tend to get a little crazy when it comes to discussing band members compared to the music, and I find myself watching old interviews just to see everyone's personalities. Hannah also laughing at Moonlight's comment, and let's see here. Here it comes. Yep. So Stan is building up for the music, I'm sure. Love that part. Thanks, Stan. Appreciate that. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. The part in the middle where it goes kind of mellow honestly gives me major Josh Sturm vibes. That name sounds familiar. 1 second. I'm doing a quick Google search. Josh Sturm. Guitarist. Oh, Lacey Sturm's husband. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd have to check out some of his solo music. I can't say that he was a direct inspiration. Hey, Dom, thanks for joining us. Greetings, one and all. Nice to have you. Let's see. Josh Sturm. Yeah. I've heard some of the stuff that he and Lacey have done together, but I don't know if I heard any of his solo music and stuff. I'd have to check that out. But again, you know, maybe some indirect influence is kind of how that's happened. Dom, how have you been, man? How's your week been doing? How have things been going on your channel and stuff? Yeah, definitely love to catch up with you. I think we're going to try to get a bracket going here. So we have a bit of a conundrum here. I had set a poll earlier this week, and people were saying that they wanted a bracket for best single-player video games, but I don't think anyone who actually voted has showed up for the stream. So I'm now asking the chat what they would like to do a bracket on. So we have, you know, one vote for frontmen. We have another vote for action movies. Let's see here. Some people saying hello to Dom. Love your PFP, beautiful guitar. I'm guessing that's Dom's profile picture. Let's see here. Oh, talking about the lights. Yeah, Stan, when he said, just don't cross the streams, talking about the lights. So, well, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, Lacey's husband. It reminds me of the kind of stuff he produced in Lacey's first album. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check out some more of that and kind of see how that comes on. Cross the streams is a Ghostbusters. Is it a Ghostbusters reference? Yeah, then that's probably why I don't get it, because I know of Ghostbusters, but I'm not sure that I've actually seen the whole movie through. And I know it's like, what? And it's on the list. I've got a lot of movies to watch, but yeah. Dom says, all good, bro. Half-Life, one of the best single-player video games. I've heard Half-Life is good. I've heard Half-Life 2 is good. And I've heard a lot of people want a Half-Life 3, but it, just has not happened. But yeah, and I think that's Hannah's reaction to Ghostbusters. No, Jack, you're probably right. I feel like that's something that that Stan would reference. I mean, he'll have to confirm, but yes, don't worry, it's on the list. I'll get to it eventually. As far as movies go, I can say I have been watching a lot of Jackie Chan movies lately. I know Jack mentioned. Hey, Adria, thanks for joining us. Jack mentioned action movies earlier, and I had just been in a mood for some good action movies, and so I've been kind of on a Jackie Chan kick. I've watched through all the Rush Hour movies, and man, the stuff he does is amazing, dude. I don't know. Jackie's the best, and there's a few other movies I want to watch. I need to see Police Story. There's a couple other like classic Jackie Chan movies that some I've seen, some I haven't seen, and so I just need to find them on streaming somewhere. Adria says, my husband used to play Half-Life, one of his faves. Hi, Quincy. So good to see you. Adria, great to have you. Thanks for joining us. So I think we're going to try to get a bracket going here soon. Again, we're in a little bit of an issue here. We were going to do a bracket for video games, and I mean, if the majority of you still want to do video games, we can do that. But I have a feeling that the people who voted for the video game bracket, I'm not sure that they're actually here for the actual stream. So a couple other options. So I'll tell you what, we got video games, we got action movies, and we got frontmen. Which of those three, frontmen, front women, which of those three sound best to you? If everyone could leave a vote, which bracket do you want to do? Do you want to do video games? Do you want to do best frontman, front woman? Or do you want to do best action movies? What's got your vote? I think Jack had the vote for action movies. Was it Hannah who said frontmen? Yeah, Hannah mentioned frontmen. Stan, what would you like to do? Moonlight, what would you like to do? Dom, Adria, what sounds like a good bracket for you guys? Please let me know, and I think we will try to get some nominations here as soon as we know what topic we're going to do. But awesome. Glad to hear you're all doing well. And I'm guessing Dom's already got kind of a nomination for Half-Life if we do go with the games. Adria says, I've had no time for video games, so action movies for me. All right, so we got action movie, another vote for action movies from Adria. So that's 2 for action movies. And then maybe 2 for frontmen. I think maybe Stan was interested in frontmen as well. I don't know if I'll have to wait and see what he says, but I'm cool with any of them. So I want to do what you guys want to do, And hey, if you want, we might have enough time. We could do 2, we could do decisions. Yeah, says Moonlight. We might be able to get through one quick enough and then just do another one. We could start with action movies. Whatever Quincy wants. Man, you guys are too generous. Someone's got to make a decision here. So I'll make a decision in a moment if we're still waiting. But we might be able to do both. We might start with maybe we'll start with action movies and then we'll do frontmen or something like that. And we'll just try to do two brackets, see if we can get that done. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. I'll wait and see if anyone else kind of comments anything. But speaking of, action movies and things like that, has anyone seen any good movies? Anyone watched anything? Again, like I said, I've been watching a few Jackie Chan movies lately, and I heard the new Spider-Verse movie was really good. So I'm kind of excited to see that. I want to go catch that with my nephew. He's kind of a big Spider-Man fan, so excited about that. Moonlight says, let the cat make the decision. So now, which cat are we referring to here? Because I ain't got one here, but maybe we'll have a cat that can make these decisions. When we don't have a decision, we'll have a what do you call that? When something breaks the choice. I don't know, but we'll have to get a cat for the important decisions like this. All right, I think we're gonna do 2. I think we're gonna start with action movies, and then maybe we'll go to what are they called? Frontmen. All right, so why don't we start with that? I don't think I've seen an action movie since the first Avengers was released. Yep, well, that's okay, it's okay if you haven't seen any recent ones. Whichever ones you've seen that you've liked, you're certainly welcome to nominate them. To be honest, there's a lot of great ones from, back before the Avengers. And technically, Avengers definitely counts as an action movie. Superhero movies can be a little hit and miss for me, because I like I like believable action, and that's not to say that it can't be suspended. Like for example, what was it? Yeah, Rush Hour 2. That's a good one. What was it? The second Captain America movie, Winter Soldier. That was actually like a really good action movie. And like, yes, they had superpowers, but they were presented in a way that was like believable. It wasn't like you were just watching a bunch of CGI stuff unfold in front of you. So, superhero movies are kind of interesting. I think I will say yes. I think they do count as action movies, but some of them definitely do the action better than others. All right, let's start with action movies. If we could get some nominees, I guess we got Rush Hour 2 from Hannah, so let's go ahead and put that in one of our brackets here. And I think that's a good suggestion. And again, I recently just watched some Jackie Chan movies. I watched the Rush Hour trilogy. I think the first one might have been my favorite. But they're all pretty consistent. The second one was quite good, too. Second one might have had even better action. But that's a good suggestion. Yep, Rush Hour 2. Moonlight says, I also have not seen Spider-Man since, like, 2009. But I nominate Peter Parker. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll throw in, let me see, the best Spider-Man action movie. If we're voting for an action movie and we're going to nominate Spider-Man, to be honest, I would either say the first Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire one, or Spider-Man Homecoming. I think those probably have the best action. Does anyone have an opinion on that? Which of those would you choose? We'll probably go first Spider-Man is kind of what I'm thinking. Men in Black count? I think Men in Black counts. I don't know if, I would think it kind of specializes more in comedy than action. Jack says, I really liked the movie Bunraku. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Though I wouldn't be surprised if I'm the only one who saw it. I think I know what you're talking about, actually. I can't remember if I've seen that one, but I've watched a few. I do watch a lot of foreign action films, like Japanese or Chinese or Thai or things like that, because I like a lot of martial arts stuff. And so the title sounds familiar. If we were going to go like, foreign films, I'd say like, The Raid Redemption, that's like a great action movie. Ip Man, or Ip Man, or however you pronounce it, with Donnie Yen. Let's see, what else is there? Drawing a blank. Maybe something with, oh my gosh, drawing a blank on his name. The Muay Thai guy. Tony Jaa, yeah, maybe one of his movies or something. Let's see. Rush Hour 2 has the best bloopers. It does have some good bloopers. Is that the one? I think they get a phone call during a set. It's like, we're trying to shoot a movie. You're wasting film. I think it was that one. The Mummy, that's a good one. That's a great action adventure film. I love The Mummy, man. We'll put that one up here. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, not the Mimmy. The Mummy. Yeah, that's a good one. What else we got here? The best ones are the Tobey Maguire ones. Yeah, those are certainly my favorite. There's been, I think the Tom Holland ones have been pretty solid. And I thought Homecoming was really good. And the Spider-Verse movies were well done. But yeah, the Tobey one, I grew up with the Tobey Maguire ones, so they definitely have a special place in my heart. Lethal Weapon and Die Hard have to make the list. Yes, I think I would agree with that. Definitely Die Hard. And Lethal Weapon, I need to see them again. It's been a while since I've seen them, but the Lethal Weapon movies are very good too. But I haven't seen them in a long time, though. So yeah, let's do Die Hard. That's a good choice. Die Hard. And now, would you say the first Lethal Weapon? Because I know there's 4 of them. I'll do the first one for now. But again, I'd love to watch them again. I need to see them again to kind of see which of them are my favorite. But Lethal Weapon. I almost put the Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon. which, let's see here. Ip Man was great. He clobbers a dojo full of Japanese karateka. But yeah, that's a pretty intense scene. Donnie Yen's the man. Has anyone seen John Wick 4? Oh my goodness. If you want to talk about action, John Wick 4 was really sweet. I think that's going to be my vote right now. John Wick 4, which, all of the John Wick movies have been very good. I think the best in the series have been the first one and the fourth one. I actually saw the fourth one twice in theaters. I went to see it with my childhood friend growing up. He and we've been kind of catching up a little bit and going to see movies together and stuff. And then went to see it with my brothers. So see show off. Who's showing off? Ip Man? Me? Someone else? I don't know. This bracket is making me realize I don't know that many action films. All that's coming to mind are horror films. Yep. Maybe we should have gone Frontman. What I can say is these are definitely some movies you should see. Have any of you seen Taken? Taken, that is a really good action movie. I'll probably add that one to the list if you all have seen that. Sorry, John Wick 4. Well, I just meant I enjoyed it, and I had the opportunity to see it twice. So, let's see here. I prefer the Tom Holland ones because they're the only ones that I believe Peter Parker is a teenager. Yeah, that's definitely true. When the original Spider-Man movies were made, that was kind of at a weird time where for some reason high school movies were made with young adults. They didn't really look like teenagers and stuff. But I guess since I grew up with that, I can deal with that. It's definitely true. They I remember as a kid, I thought that's what teenagers looked like. And then when you actually become a teenager, oh wait, no, those are young adults. Teenagers are still very kid-like, and so but for me, I still like the characters. That's not enough to bother me. Spider-Man 2, I think Spider-Man 2 might be the best in that trilogy. But I do think that the first one might have the better action. And so, if we're going action, might go with that one, but I don't know, maybe we'll go Spider-Man 2. Let's see here. Taken is awesome. Mm-hmm. If somebody says Left Behind, they need to get kicked out. Well, no one's nominated that yet. And, I know Left Behind can be a little rough. I think the books were probably good, but I think unfortunately maybe the movies weren't adapted all that well. Have avoided the John Wick movies only because the shooting is over the top. I saw it Taken a while back. The cool thing about the action, though, if you haven't actually seen them, they're actually performing everything. And what I like, for the most part, they actually pull off the stunts. And so it's yes, it's suspended belief, but the fact that even though it's not likely to happen in real life, they are actually doing it. And so that's what's so enthralling about it. That's what it's so enjoyed. Over the top for me as a loved one. I see. So just the use of guns and stuff. Well, I'm certainly sorry about that, man. That's always definitely hard. There are a lot of other things to appreciate. I mean, each person has to make their own preferences and stuff, but they have a lot of car action and swords and knives and things like that, and it's kind of just there really needs to be an Oscar nomination for stuntmen. They haven't had one all these years, and once you realize that, it's just a I don't know. It's pretty incredible what some of the guys are able to pull off and stuff. But it is, I don't know. It's incredible how different kinds of art, movies, video games, music can impact us in that way, and it is tough when we've had real life events that have somehow had an impact on on the content that we consume and stuff. So I'm definitely sorry about that. I'm sorry, for I know that hurts. Catching up with the chat here. Jack says, it's all taken a while back. Yeah, that came out in 2008. X-Men Days of Future Past, yep, that was a really good one. Really put well together, love that. X-Men Origins Wolverine, hopefully that's a joke. The best X-Men movies, best Wolverine movies would definitely be either Days of Future Past or Logan. Those are some really good films right there. Let's see, we'll add Taken to the list. And we'll go ahead, we'll add X-Men Days of Future Past. Whoops, let me get that spelled a little better. X-Men Days of Future Past. And we'll go ahead and do Spider-Man 2. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. So I think we've got enough nominees. We could certainly add more if we wanted to, but The Last Boy Scout, it's got Bruce Willis in it. I almost forgot I watched it. I'm not sure I've seen that one. I'll have to check that out. Best action movie, huh? I'll vote for Finding Nemo. I mean, I guess there's some action set pieces in that, yeah. Guns are okay. I just found the gun scenes in the John Wick films were overwhelming, but Keanu Reeves is awesome. Yeah, he's a great dude, and obviously he's got a reputation for being like the nicest guy in the movie industry, and he really is just really loving and caring to the fans and things, and they just I don't know, I always appreciate, like, I appreciate filmmakers that put in like I love movies, and so when filmmakers put in like just a lot of hard work, and you can tell that they put in the work for the movie, yeah, I love it. So it's I appreciate the hard work that they put into it. Another one we might swap out. Had any of you seen Top Gun Maverick? Because that was really good. Speaking of like good filmmakers and good action movies, Top Gun Maverick was a really good one. And so we might add that one to the list if anyone wants to. Stan saying, sorry to Jack. I've also lost a loved one to guns. And then commenting, how about Enter the Dragon? Enter the Dragon is certainly a good action movie. Maybe we can add, let's just add a couple more. Let me see. Kind of reorder. Trying to see if I might not be able to add any more participants as of right now. Personally, I don't watch movies with Scientologists in them. Just kidding. Hey, I'll be honest. Tom Cruise is probably my favorite actor. I know some people kind of get onto him about his beliefs and stuff, which, to be honest, I haven't heard anything of them. I don't know if he still, believes in that, or if, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he probably showcased a lot of that, like back in the early 2000s, and then has since not really mentioned it, but it still comes up a lot. But all I can say is the dude makes really good movies. I just really enjoy the movies he makes, and I can only just hope the best for him. I hope someone like him can kind of get those things straightened out in his life. But Stanley would nominate Top Gun. I love movies. It just seems hard to find any good ones nowadays that aren't too woke. I would agree with that. And I think Top Gun Maverick's actually a good example of a movie that is not woke. That's like part of the reason I think that movie did so well is because it was just a good, high stakes action movie. It didn't have any kind of message in it, or wasn't trying to, it wasn't trying to, make people think something, or it was just trying to entertain and just be a good movie. And I really appreciate that in movies. Oh, it's okay. I think we can separate art from the artist sometimes, for sure. Yep. And appreciate, guys, appreciate you all, you know, just being empathetic and sympathetic to others. And I definitely, it's like, I'll be honest, I'm you know always trying to learn how to best kind of navigate these things. It's I I want I want us all to have a good time with the streams and to have fun and stuff. But I definitely, I don't want to neglect anyone's feelings or hurt and things like that. And so the best I can say is that's the good thing about having friends is whenever we have experienced, hurt or whatever might, because we all have certain things in our past that are certain challenges that we have to face or deal with and have to carry with us the rest of our lives. And the it's always going to hurt to some degree, but there's always a good side to it as well. And I think the best side that comes of it is the hurt that we experience ourselves is what helps us connect with others. And so, whatever challenge or struggle you've been through, that's something that's going to help you carry someone else when they're going through that hurt. When someone else is experiencing that, that's what's going to help you to say, hey, I know what that feels like, and be able to encourage them and help them make it through that just a little bit easier. And it's kind of just the weird thing about life. It'd be nice if nothing ever hurt, but unfortunately, there's a lot of hurt that happens. And but thankfully, we don't ever have to experience that alone. The hurt that we experience is kind of what connects us with the people around us and helps us understand and helps us to have a more real love with other people rather than just being like, man, I have no clue what that's like. Sorry, but really being able to understand and connect. Yeah, I agree. If we're going to do James Bond, I would say my vote would be for Casino Royale. That's like the best James Bond movie. Let's see here. Haven't seen any, but waiting on someone to throw that out there. Yeah. All right. Let's maybe swap out a few of these. Which one should we swap out? I'm trying to think. Man, I wish. I think I already started the bracket, so like I can't add anymore. But I know you can add more than 8 brackets, so we might have to swap some out. I never would have guessed that, but yeah, I say we add Casino Royale and there was one other, and Top Gun Maverick. I think we'll add those two. Casino Royale and Top Gun Maverick. Let's do... Man, I feel like we have some good suggestions here. All right, I'm going to try something real quick. This might work, it might not work. That's collapse. Let's just do. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works. Hoping I don't throw anything off. All right, let's create a bracket. Okay, here we go. Action movie bracket. And okay, here we go. So we had 8, but we're going to add Casino Royale and Top Gun Maverick. And maybe we'll add 2 more also. that. Oh my gosh. And maybe one more. Okay, well, if we double it, all right, maybe we'll just double it. Okay, here we go. So we've got Rush Hour 2. We've got The Mummy. John Wick 4. Lethal Weapon. What else? Die Hard. Man, this is going to be tough. All right, Die Hard. We got Spider-Man 2. We got X-Men. Days of Future. Future Past. And then what am I forgetting? Taken. Okay. We're going to add Top Gun Maverick. Casino Royale. Casino. That's my vote for a James Bond movie. And we've got a few more choices, so if anyone has another James Bond movie that they'd want to vote for. I love Diamonds Are Forever, probably my favorite. All right, we'll throw that one in there. Stanley says Bloodsport for Van Damme. Yep, we can add Bloodsport. Hell, now there's too many. Well, what bugged me was, like, it wasn't going to be fair. If I only added 2 more, I think it was... like they didn't come out evenly, so I just went ahead and doubled it. You can't get rid of Spider-Man 2. I'll take one for the team. That's don't worry, no, we still got it there. Jack says, you're always awesome, Quincy. I brought it up only because I have a harder time with the John Wick movies. No hate for fans of the franchise. Well, I appreciate that, and yeah, it's, you know, we all kind of have to deal with those things. You know, what some other people might be able to connect with, you know, we might not be able to connect with ourselves because of, you know, personal things that we've dealt with in our lives. Let's see. Let's add Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever. Okay, we got Bloodsport. Bloodsport. All right, we need 4 more. I'm just going to name some movies because I don't know what you guys have seen and what you haven't seen. So I would just say I think Braveheart is a great movie. Gladiator. Braveheart and Gladiator are like classics. The Patriot, that's a good one. What else we got here? Indiana Jones, if we want to add one of those in there. What other action movies we got? Mission Impossible, that's another favorite of mine. Yeah, those are some suggestions. Have you guys seen any of those, and do y'all have any opinions of those? Especially like Moonlight and Hannah. Y'all are kind of the ones I'm a little concerned about because y'all are the ones saying you hadn't watched too many action movies. So I'm trying to think of some that you guys might have seen. But have any of you seen Braveheart? Stan's seen Braveheart, and yeah, that's a great movie. So if any of you have seen that, let me know. We just need 4 more action movies. I'm trying to think, what else? What else is there? Dances with Wolves. That's all right. I don't know if that's like really an action movie. It's got like a few little sequences, but oh yeah, Jason Bourne. Let's go. I like all of them. I'm not really sure. We'll just say the Bourne. I guess we'll go Ultimatum. I mean, they're all pretty good. Ultimatum. I think that one probably has the best action. Maybe action movie heroes might have made it easier. Then again, you could probably fill it up with X-Men. Yep, could be. Oh, action movie heroes, yeah, rather than movies themselves. Yep. My bad, but a great movie. Yep, good movie. Yep, just trying to keep it, centered on action. Yeah, we probably could have done like action characters or something like that. But let's see, we got Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yep, I say we put that one in there. Raiders of the Lost Ark. All right, we just need 2 more. Under Siege. Isn't that a Jason Segel movie? I'm not sure. Those, I don't know. I wouldn't put that in the bracket. I mean, we can, but Braveheart and Gladiator are both Oscar winners. Yep. Note to self. I tell you what, I say I'm cool with Braveheart and Gladiator, unless Moonlight and Hannah have another like suggestion. But besides that, we might go with those 2. But yeah, trying to pick movies that everyone has at least seen. There's probably going to be a few that you're going to have to just sort of take a guess, like, well, that one seems like a good movie, or that one, I'm more interested in that one, But, yeah, I love the Jason Bourne films. Yep, really good. Yep. Yeah, that's my jam right there. When it's like, Secret Agents, Jason Bourne, James Bond, Mission Impossible, Taken, like, that's my jam right there. I love that kind of stuff. All right. I think we're going to go Braveheart and Gladiator. All right. This is going to be a tough list. That is for sure. All right. What do we got here? Now I just need to save that. Okay. And all right, we're going to start the tournament. So saved and started. So now, okay, here we go. So I think I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I'm going to play a song for you guys, and I'll put my vote. Moonlight says I never watch movies, so I'm pretty much useless here. Yep. Well, you can, whichever title sounds most interesting to you, you can just vote on the best title. All right, here's our votes. So in our first bracket, we've got Rush Hour 2 versus Gladiator. Whew. I'm sorry. I think, for me, I'd say, I think it would have to be another Jackie Chan movie. Like, Jackie Chan's amazing, but I don't know. I'd have to go Gladiator. Gladiator's like one of the best movies ever made. Oh, man. Top Gun Maverick versus Taken. That is tough. Taken is like one of my top 10 favorite movies, but Top Gun Maverick is like a perfect film. That was so well made. Oh, Mission Impossible 2. Really? Yeah. Mission Impossible 2 is definitely cool. I personally like them from 3 and on. Even the most recent one, Fallout, might actually be my favorite. But I think they're all pretty consistent. I mean, I love the whole franchise. So, yep, that's right. Your vote does matter. So, even if you don't have much background, but man, Taken versus Maverick, that is really tough. If I had to choose, I think I would have to actually go Taken, which is crazy. I love both movies. I'd probably give both movies like a perfect 10 out of 10, but I think for me, like my preference, I'd probably go Taken. I just like those kind of hardcore, kind of like lots of good I love hand-to-hand combat, and there's a lot of hand-to-hand combat in Taken. Top Gun Maverick's more like, almost more like a thriller and more about flying like the jets and stuff. You know, it's not really like fight scenes and stuff like that. Die Hard versus Bloodsport. For me, I got to go Die Hard. Die Hard is a great film. Bourne Ultimatum versus Lethal Weapon. That's a tough one, too. Man. I think, like, again, I need to see the Lethal Weapon movies again. I know they're really good. I remember enjoying them when I did see them a long time ago. And I actually really like Mel Gibson. He's, like, one of my favorite actors. And if Stan's saying really to my voting, it's like, well, yep, that is, again, I love, like, good hand-to-hand fighting. So, again, I think I'd have to go Bourne Ultimatum between these two. John Wick, oh my gosh, man, this is such a hard bracket. John Wick 4 versus Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love both of those movies. Man, that is tough. I'm going to come back to that one. Diamonds Are Forever and Spider-Man 2. Definitely enjoy both of those, but I kind of grew up with Spider-Man 2. I think I'd have to go Spider-Man 2 for that. X-Men Days of Future Past is a great film, but Casino Royale is like in my top 10. That's like one of my favorite movies. So I would go Casino Royale for those two. And then, man, Braveheart and The Mummy. I think The Mummy is such a fantastic action-adventure film, but I think Braveheart's like a perfect movie. So if I had to choose between those two, I'd probably have to go Braveheart. But, man, this is not an easy bracket. Stanley says, I love Taken, yet I waited most of my life to see Top Gun Maverick. Well, hey, that's fine. Yep. Again, Top Gun Maverick, I think, was, like, super excellent. Just really well. Jack says, yeah, I prefer the fist cuffs. Yeah, I love, like, when it comes to action set pieces, I love a good hand-to-hand fight scene. Like, that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing, a good fight scene. Car chases are pretty good. Like, I love a good car chase. And, you know, shootouts are fine. And then, you know, driving and stuff, after a while, like, when it comes to, like, explosions and things like that, that's okay. But, yeah, just a good fisticuffs. That's a good way. I love a good fight scene, just a good hand-to-hand. All right, Hannah, so we actually just started the bracket. We ended up adding more. As you can see, we've got 16 entries here. But, yeah, we are voting now. So these are my picks so far. So for Rush Hour 2 versus Gladiator, that's a tough one just because they're both like almost different genres. One's more like an action comedy and one's like a serious drama. But Gladiator is like a perfect film, so my vote would have to go for Gladiator. But I love Jackie Chan. Top Gun Maverick versus Taken, that's really tough. Again, both really excellent films. But as far as action goes, I love just a good hand-to-hand fight scene, so my vote would have to go for Taken. Die Hard versus Bloodsport. Die Hard's like the best Christmas movie ever. So, yeah, I got to go Die Hard for that. That's a great movie. Bourne Ultimatum versus Lethal Weapon. Those are both really good. That's a tough one, but I think I'd have to go Bourne Ultimatum. John Wick 4 versus Raiders of the Lost Ark. I couldn't even choose. I don't know. I have to come back to that one. I'm not sure. That's really tough right there. Spider-Man 2 versus Diamonds Are Forever. Again, both great films, but I kind of grew up with Spider-Man 2, so I think that one would get my vote. X-Men Days of Future Past versus Casino Royale. Again, both very good films, but Casino Royale is like in my top 10 favorite movies, so I got to go Casino Royale. And then sort of the same thing with Braveheart and The Mummy. The Mummy is such a fantastic action-adventure film, but Braveheart's like in my top 10. I got to go Braveheart. That's like a perfect film. So Stanley says Gladiator. Yes. Yeah. Parker Berlin. Yeah, you're right. All right, so those are my votes. You guys go ahead and leave your votes. Have a look. Can y'all see the bracket okay? Hopefully you guys can see it all right. But those are my votes. You all go ahead and, make your votes. I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you. And, and then we will see what the votes are. 1 second. There we go. All right. Yeah, so you guys go ahead and make your votes. We are in the first brackets. And while you're making your votes, I'll play a song for you. And, you know, this is a song for all the action movie heroes out there. The thing about a good action movie hero is you can't give up. you know, there's going to be so many times where you get knocked down, but you got to get up again. You know, that's what makes a good action film, is because you don't give up, you get up again, and you keep fighting, you keep trying. And so that's the moral here. You know, that's what we want to learn from these action movies, is to not give up, to get up again. So this song goes out to all you action heroes out there. This one's called Get Up Again. Down on the floor, you've been here many times before. You can't ignore the time in hand is running short. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Still holding on, still pushing through this marathon. Give all you've got. There's not much further left to crawl. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Thank you. Again, that song was called Get Up Again, and that one is available on Spotify and Apple Music and all those different platforms. And you can even download, for any of you who still download music, you can actually download that song for free from my Bandcamp. There's links for all that stuff in the description. So, all right, let's see what we got going on in the chat here. Hannah says, visual quality is so bad on my end. Hope it's clearer for y'all. I hope so too. Hopefully it's not, hopefully it's coming out, guys. Quincy is always 480. Yeah, sorry, I am streaming from my whatchamacallit, my laptop camera and stuff. And I am kind of thinking, oh my gosh, if you guys are like trying to read, yeah, I'm realizing that now. If you guys are trying to read the text and you can't see it, then that's a problem. I get that. So, for a while I was kind of like, who cares the stream quality? But yeah, if you're trying to read things, it could be a little tricky. So I might have to type it in the chat still. I just try to make it bigger, see if that helps a little bit. What do we got here? But yeah, he's a little blurry, but I can see the screen okay. Yeah, again, I'm streaming from my laptop, just built-in camera. I'm thinking of, maybe trying to see if I can stream from my DSLR camera. Might start experimenting with that in the future. But for now, the best I can do right now is at least just get the production design looking better, getting some like cool lighting and stuff like that. So thanks, Stan. Appreciate that. Says you sound great. Thanks for the applause, everyone, and the hearts and the love. Appreciate that. On my phone, can't see real well, so I will text my vote when you call them out. Yeah. I'm gonna need some bifocals for the screen tonight. Yeah. But hey, that's what these tests are for. Thanks for at least saying that. Part of me was like, yeah, they'll be able to read it fine, but yeah, I'm sorry if you guys can't read the text. I can see it just from 10 down. Yeah, if I zoom in, you're not going to be able to see all of them. You're only going to be able to see. I'll have to scroll it. 480 changed everything for me. Oh, did that help? Yeah. Thanks. All right. Yep. All right, good stuff. Amazing. Thanks, Quincy. Amazing. Thanks you, Adria. Appreciate that. All right, we got a few votes here. Let's go ahead and go through them again. Yeah. Sorry if you guys weren't able to see them. I was trying to get it where you could see them, but obviously it was too small, so that's going to be an issue. Yeah. The first bracket, we've got Rush Hour 2 versus Gladiator. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, I would have to go Gladiator. The second bracket, we've got Top Gun Maverick versus Taken. That's a tough one, both excellent films, but I would have to go Taken. Next bracket, we got Die Hard versus Bloodsport. I'm going to have to go Die Hard with that one. Next bracket, The Bourne Ultimatum versus Lethal Weapon. That's another tough one, but Bourne Ultimatum for me. I just love those movies. Next bracket, John Wick 4 versus Raiders of the Lost Ark. I haven't even voted on that yet. I'm probably not going to vote unless we need a tiebreaker for that. So, next bracket, Diamonds Are Forever versus Spider-Man 2. My vote would have to go for Spider-Man 2. That's right, win for Tobey Maguire. Then we got X-Men Days of Future Past versus Casino Royale. Both excellent films, but Casino Royale is in my top 10, so got to go with that. And then the last bracket, we've got Braveheart versus The Mummy. Once again, really good films. That's a tough one to pick, but for me, I think Braveheart is like a perfect film. Oh, man. So Moonlight says, love you guys. Night, everyone. Night, Quincy. Man, gonna miss you, Moonlight. Appreciate you tuning in. Really do. I've got to go have dinner with my dad, but I hope Parker makes it to the finals. Well, I'll keep you posted on how things turn out. I hope you have a good dinner with your dad, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. I know you said you weren't, really sure if you were going to be able to tune in or if you were going to be, attending much streams and stuff. And so I really appreciate it, though. Thank you. One thing, Moonlight, if you're still out there, one quick thing. I've started using your journal. So I finished my current journal that I was using, and so I'm now starting to use the journal that you sent me for journal entries, and I'm trying to do a little bit of I'm doing a little bit of both. I'm using it for journaling and for a little bit of songwriting. So like at the end of each entry, I'm trying to write like a little lyric. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'm starting to use it. Thank you again so much for the gift. Yeah, just started using it today, and at the end of each entry, I'm kind of a little exercise for myself, just trying to, just write a little lyric, and maybe I'll use it for a song, maybe I won't, I'm not sure, but just to kind of, have some lyrics to play around with. So thanks so much, Moonlight. Hope you have a good dinner, and yeah, take care. All right, let's see what people are saying. Let's see here. So Jack had mentioned Gladiator, Taken, Die Hard, and The Bourne Ultimatum. And then Raiders of the Lost Ark. Stanley says Gladiator. Let's see. I hope to see you when you're done, Moonlight. Yep. Take care. Okay, so Stan's going Gladiator, Top Gun. Jack says Diamonds Are Forever, X-Men Days of Future Past, and then Gladiator. Yes. Oh, yay, I'm glad. Yep. I'm happy to hear that. Talk to you soon. Yep. Take care, Moonlight. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yep. Okay, so let's see here. Right now, so the first one, Rush Hour 2 versus Gladiator. Mine was for Gladiator. I think Jack said Gladiator, and Stan said Gladiator. So yeah, it sounds like sounds like Gladiator is going to advance. So let me click on this one. So we've got, at least 3 votes, but yeah, I think whoops. There we go. So we're going to pronounce Gladiator as the winner for the first bracket there. Now for Top Gun, Maverick versus Taken. What do we got here? We got Taken from Jack. I would have to go Taken as well. We got Top Gun from Stanley. So, Hannah, what about you? Would you go Taken or Top Gun? And anyone else out there, would you go Taken or Top Gun? Right now, Taken's got the lead, but Top Gun could come back depending on what the others vote. All right, let's see here. After that, we've got Die Hard and Bloodsport. Die Hard from Jack. Trying to see if there's anyone else. Don't know if Stan has voted on that one yet. You have Die Hard or Bloodsport. Okay, but I guess right now, I think me and Jack are going for Die Hard, so unless someone else votes for Bloodsport, I think that's going to be... Stan goes Bloodsport. So, again, Hannah, depending on what you're voting, you could either tie these things up or be the tiebreaker. Let's see here. For Bourne Ultimatum versus Lethal Weapon. We've got, me and Jack are going for Bourne Ultimatum. Sorry, I'm trying my best to keep up with the everything here. Let's see. I can honestly say I don't remember Taken. Maybe I haven't seen it. That's the one where it's got Liam Neeson in it, and that's the one where his daughter is kidnapped, and he has to save her. He's like a former CIA agent or something like that, and he is separated from his wife, and he's still very close with his daughter, but he's he can be a bit protective, and she gets to go on a tour in Europe, and he thinks she's too young and shouldn't go, but he's kind of pressured into sort of letting her go, and so sure enough she goes, and ends up that it isn't what happened. There was some misinformation there. There was supposed to be it was supposed to be safe, but it wasn't, and they end up connecting with some people they shouldn't, and ends up being if it sounds like a cliche plot, it's probably because every movie is copying Taken. Like Taken kind of set the that like a lot of movies copied Taken after it came out. It was like really good. It's a great film. It really is. I'm probably not doing it justice, but yeah, that's a really good action movie. And it's not just an action movie. It's kind of a thriller. So how Had to leave for a second. Where are we again? Lethal Weapon. No coaching. Yep. Oh, yep, cool. Okay. All right, let's see here. Where else are we at? Got Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm trying to keep up with the votes. Sorry. I think, all right, for future reference, I think yeah, Jack's quoting it. That's right. Yeah, they took the wrong girl. Yep. I don't have money, but what I do have are a particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Yep, that's right. Good luck. Yep. No, that phone call scene is actually really good. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, I would say, if you guys can, I think the best way to vote is in one chat, so that way your votes don't get split up. I can just look at your one comment and see all your votes. So, okay, let's see here. I think Taken got the win for that one. I know there were a few votes for Top Gun Maverick, but as best I can, I think me and Jack went for Taken. So we'll give it to that one. I think it was the same for Die Hard. What else we got here? Now for Bourne Ultimatum, Jack voted for Bourne Ultimatum. I vote for Bourne Ultimatum, and I know Stanley voted for Bloodsport. So if anyone else voted for Bloodsport or Bourne Ultimatum. But right now it looks like that's going to go to Bourne Ultimatum. Okay. What else we got? I think we're going to go Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's a classic film, so I'm okay with either of those advancing. All right. We got Diamonds Are Forever and Spider-Man 2. Jack says Diamonds Are Forever. I would say Spider-Man 2, but Stanley says Diamonds Are Forever. Adria, Hannah, what about you? Would you guys vote for Spider-Man 2 or Diamonds Are Forever? Yeah, please let me know so you guys can. I think right now, the win is going to Diamonds Are Forever, unless one of you vote differently. Now, for Days of Future Past and Casino Royale, I would have to go Casino Royale. What do we got here? Jack says... I'm scrolling back up. Yeah, sorry. See if I can find it. Days of Future Past. All right, Jack says Days of Future Past. I would have to go Casino Royale. Let's see what Stan says. Stan, did you go Casino Royale or X-Men Days of Future Past? Casino, okay. So once again, Hannah and Adria, if you could vote for either X-Men Days of Future Past or Casino Royale, which one would you go with? Right now, Casino's got the win, but again, you guys could change that with your vote. Same thing with Spider-Man 2 and Diamonds Are Forever. Right now, Diamonds has the win, but you guys could change that. And then the last bracket is Braveheart versus Mummy. The Mummy, I would have to go Braveheart. Jack said... Let's see, did I miss Gladiator? No, we gave it to Gladiator. Okay. Yeah, going back to the... Jack, I'm actually not sure if you voted... Let's see, between The Mummy and Braveheart. I'm not sure if I can see your vote for either of those. I'm looking for it. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Braveheart from... Okay, looks like it's going to be Braveheart. X-Men because I unfortunately haven't seen Casino Royale. Nope, that's okay. It's okay. You know, if you say, or maybe my vote doesn't count. No, your vote can still count. If you know, if you haven't seen the movie, then you just got to vote for the more interesting title, I guess. You know. All right. Braveheart got the win for this one. We'll go with that. Let's see. I said Casino. Stan said Casino, but Jack said Days of Future Past. Adria is saying X-Men. Same here. I haven't seen just about all of these, so I'm neutral. Yep. I think you are right, though. Braveheart is the better quality movie over The Mummy. They're both good for what they are, you know? Like, The Mummy is like a really good action, like fun action-adventure movie. That's what it's supposed to be. But Braveheart's like just a very powerful film. And so they're both very good for what they are. But yeah, Braveheart's like a perfect movie. So I think I'd have to go with that one. Let's see. So that would be a tie. Hannah, what would you go? Well, X-Men or Casino? We're saying same here. Haven't seen most of the movies, but so I guess if you haven't seen any of them, maybe that's what's making it tough to vote. I'm trying to think. I guess. Yeah, I guess since me and Stan voted Casino, you know, even though what's it called? Even though Adria voted for X-Men and that would tie things up, sometimes I'll, you know, usually my vote will be the tiebreaker vote since I'm hosting the event. Yeah, Casino Royale, it's a James Bond film, and yeah, it's a good one. But Days of Future Past is a really good, one of the best X-Men movies. I think we're going to go Casino Royale. We're going to give it to that one. And then I think we're going to go Diamonds Are Forever. Sorry, Moonlight. You know, my vote was for Spider-Man, but I think the majority are going for Diamonds. And that is it. All right. So now we are on to round 2. So we've got Gladiator versus Taken. That's a tough one. We got Die Hard versus The Bourne Ultimatum. We've got Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Diamonds Are Forever. And we've got Casino. Man, that is tough. Casino Royale versus Braveheart. I can say for me, Gladiator versus Taken, that is really tough. I like both of those. If I had to pick, I think I would go Gladiator. Just because it's such an epic film. But I don't know. I might change my mind, but I think I would go Gladiator. Man, Die Hard vs. Ultimatum, that's a tough one, too. Ugh. If I had to choose, I think I would go Ultimatum, especially since, I mean, to be honest, some of the Die Hard sequels are actually pretty good, too. I think the next 2 are actually pretty good. So they all have good, you know, sequels. But I think I'd have to go The Bourne Ultimatum. I just kind of like the vibe and the style of those movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Diamonds Are Forever. I would have to go Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then Casino Royale versus Braveheart. Again, those are both movies in my top 10. That's a tough one. I'm going to come back to that one. Let's see here. Hannah went with Casino. Yep. You are kidding me. Kidding about what? Adria says, sorry, I'm trying to be here making soup for dinner. Hey, that's all right. I'm pretty sure, you know, soup is important for the family. So, yeah, no worries. All right, Jack's going to say, I would go Taken, Bourne Ultimatum, got to go Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Braveheart. All right, cool. So right now, we've got, all right, he said Taken, Bourne Ultimatum. So he and I are both for Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know. I haven't made a vote yet. He went Braveheart. I'm really on the fence. I haven't made a vote for that yet. I went Ultimatum. He went Ultimatum as well. Oh, you are kidding me. The bracket. Yeah, it's a tough bracket. Yeah. And hey, just a friendly reminder, whatever movie wins, like, sure, that's great. We got, we voted for the best movie. That's great. But these are all good movies. Really, if you haven't, those of you haven't seen any of these, you should watch, all of these. These are all good movies. So, there's really no, losers here. It's like, it's hard to pick, but, these could probably all win in their own, like if we were voting best action adventure film, the winner would easily be it'd probably be Raiders of the Lost Ark, but like The Mummy would probably make it further up. If we were going best epic, it would be between Braveheart and Gladiator. If we were going best spy movie, it would be either Ultimatum or one of the James Bonds. It's like there's, you can kind of categorize them differently. So they're all good movies. All right, I think me and Jack are both going with Raiders and Ultimatum. We got another vote for Raiders. And I'm kind of on the fence. I could go with Taken, but I really like Gladiator too. So I might kind of wait and see what everyone else is voting. I tell you what, I'm going to play an instrumental for you guys real quick. But you all let me know what are you all planning to vote for? Hopefully you can see them all. Can I adjust? Oh, trying to see if I could adjust that somehow. That might be the best I can get it right now. Yep, we got Gladiator and Taken, Die Hard, Bourne Ultimatum. We got Casino Royale and Braveheart, and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Diamonds Are Forever. So let me go ahead and play another track for you guys. And then, then we will see what votes we have here. Let me find my backing track. There it is. All right. This one's just an instrumental. Here you go. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Okay, Hannah, low-key just sticking around for the frontman bracket, eating gummy bears and jamming to my dad's the used CD in the meantime. Sounds like a good way to jam. So, love seeing how this one is going, though, even though I don't know anything about the films. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. I will say it is getting close to having to wrap up. So I tell you what, we'll try to speed run through this. And we'll see if we can squeeze in a frontman. We'll probably keep it smaller. We'll probably do like just 8, but we'll do a frontman bracket real quick if we can. But we are getting close to I try to keep these streams around 2 hours. So Stan says Gladiator, Raiders. Yep. And then what about the other 2? So it sounds like Raiders is advancing. So let's go ahead and give the win to Raiders. I did that. There we go. Okay. All right. And then right now, again, I think me and Jack are voting for Ultimatum. Waiting to see. So we've got Die Hard versus Ultimatum, Gladiator versus Taken, and we've got Casino Royale versus Braveheart. So let's see here. So Stan, what are you voting for? What would you say between Casino Royale versus Braveheart and Die Hard versus Bourne Ultimatum and Gladiator versus Taken? I think you did that one already. You said Gladiator. Yep. So that first one, you said Gladiator. Jack said Taken. I'm kind of on the fence. I think I would go Gladiator, but I may change my mind. But yes, if we could get those other votes in. We got Dom tuning in. Dom says Die Hard, Gladiator, and Braveheart. All right. Gladiator, Die Hard, and Braveheart. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Die Hard, Bourne Ultimatum. Oh, man, we got a tie here. So we got Dom and Stanley for Die Hard, but I think Jack and I both said the Bourne Ultimatum. So Hannah, Adria, if any of you have seen Die Hard or Bourne Ultimatum, you guys could be the tiebreaker, but otherwise I might just have to break the tie as the host. Let's see here. For Gladiator and Taken, we got Gladiator from Stanley. We got Gladiator from Dom. All right, I think it's going to be Gladiator. So let's go Gladiator for the top one there. Let's see. Looking for a tiebreaker for Die Hard and the Bourne Ultimatum. And then for Casino Royale and Braveheart, we've got Braveheart from both Stan and Tom and Jack. So, yep. So, no matter what I vote, it looks like it's going to be Braveheart, which that's a tough one. I love both of those movies, but I'm not. I don't think I'd be disappointed with either one advancing. So, Braveheart is good enough for me. So all we have left is Die Hard and Bourne Ultimatum. Again, Jack and I voted for Bourne Ultimatum. We've got Dom and Stanley voting for Die Hard. So, we got Bourne Ultimatum from Adria. So, unless Hannah, votes for Die Hard, then I think it's going to go to Ultimatum. So, Hannah, do you have, of course, Hannah's mainly just eating gummy bears and waiting for the frontman bracket. So, I don't even know if she's seen either of those movies, but, if we don't hear soon, I think we're going to go Ultimatum. Now, in the next bracket, we can say we do have Braveheart versus Raiders of the Lost Ark. And, man, that is tough because they're kind of such different films. They're both, in their own ways, perfect films. Braveheart is like a perfect epic. It's a perfect, medieval war. I guess if you would consider it medieval. But, sword and just that time period, it's like a perfect kind of that kind of time period film. And then, Raiders of the Lost Ark is like a perfect action adventure movie. Dom says, "Come on, Hannah, come to the dark side." Yep. Which, to be honest, if she did vote for it, it would just tie. I think it might actually go to Ultimatum just because if she were to tie it, then I would have to be the tiebreaker. And since I voted for Ultimatum, but Die Hard is like such a fantastic movie. Again, these are kind of hard ones, so I think we're gonna give it to Ultimatum. Raiders kind of created the action adventure. That's my pick. Yeah, for sure. Like it. Yeah, pretty much anything. Yeah, anything afterwards, action adventure that came after would be from Raiders. All right, I think we're gonna go Bourne Ultimatum between these two. So, all right. So we've got Gladiator versus Bourne Ultimatum, and we've got Raiders versus Braveheart. These are all fantastic movies. Man, Gladiator versus Bourne is really tough. But I think I would have to go Gladiator. Gladiator is just that's such a good one, man. That's such a good movie. Yeah, Bourne is a great movie too. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I just don't like movies with guts. It's let's see. Oh, if you mean you know, it's there are quite a bit of guts in Braveheart. So far we got 2 votes for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Again, I would be okay with either one. Man, that is such a tough pick because Steven Spielberg's my favorite filmmaker. So I actually really like Mel Gibson as a director as well. All right, we got Gladiator from Dom and Stan, and yeah, I think I got to go Gladiator too. So looks like Gladiator is going to advance to the finals. And then, what do we got here? Raiders, so far we've got, I think both Adria and Dom voted for Raiders. Jack says Bourne Ultimatum and Raiders of the Lost Ark. All right, it looks like Raiders is going to advance. I was kind of leaning towards Braveheart, but so far we've got Raiders from Jack, from Dom, and from Adria too. So yeah, that's a tough one, but it looks like Raiders is going to advance. But again, the lesson here is that these are all phenomenal movies. So really you should watch all of them. Let's see here. Hey Daniel, thanks for joining us. You're right at the finale. I think after this, me and Stan are going to watch a movie together. Yeah, you and Stan might have a similar taste in movies. You'll have to, do a live stream movie watch. So Daniel, we're doing a brackets for action movies right now. We had a bunch. We're down to the last 2. We've got Gladiator versus Raiders of the Lost Ark, which that is tough. I mean, it's already been tough. We had a lot of great selections here, a lot of great movies. Basically, before that, it was Gladiator versus Bourne Ultimatum. Gladiator ended up winning. We had Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Braveheart. That was a tough one, but Raiders ended up winning. And we had other great movies in here, Casino Royale, Die Hard, Taken, a lot of other good movies. But we are down to the finale, and we're really quick. We're going to try to do one more bracket after this. We're going to do a frontman bracket. So you might be at the end of this one, but we're going to try to squeeze in one more. Daniel says probably Gladiator was pretty good. Yeah, I love Gladiator. Man, that is a tough one. Man, that is a tough one. I love action adventure. It might even be my favorite genre, but Gladiator is such a powerful film. Oh, hey, Steven, thanks for tuning in. We are at the end of one bracket here. We're going to be starting another bracket soon, but we're voting between 2 movies. The final movies in our action movie bracket. We're doing Gladiator versus Raiders of the Lost Ark. So feel free to cast a vote. Stan says got to go Raiders. Jack says, and finally, got to go with Raiders of the Lost Ark for the win. I got to head out, friends. Have a great night. Hey, Jack, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. And I have a feeling Raiders is going to take the win. I'm not sure. You might have to come back and check out the I don't know. We're getting some votes for Gladiator, too. So I'm not sure who's going to win. But, Jack, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a good one. I'll catch you later, dude. Let's see, because, we're getting, Dom saying that's tough. Gladiator is one of my favorite movies, but Raiders is a classic. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Steven says Gladiator all day. Gladiator more of an action drama, so I'm going to go with Raiders. We got another vote for Gladiator. Come on, Dom. Yeah, Steven, yeah. Man, this is tough. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let me see what we got so far. That's the nice thing with these is you can actually tally. This is the first time I think we'll actually have to tally. So let me scroll back up real quick. So Daniel said Gladiator, so that's 1 for Gladiator. Let's see here. Okay. Stanley said Raiders, so that's 1 for Raiders. So 1 and 1. Jack says Raiders, so there's another 1 for Raiders right there. Okay. Dom said Gladiator is one of my favorite movies, but Raiders is a classic. Dom. So Dom is going with Raiders as well. Okay. Steven says Gladiator all day. Adria says Gladiator. Hey, old's not a bad thing. Raiders is a little old, but it's good. It's old but good. Let's see here. But Adria is going with Gladiator. Man, I might have to break the tie here. Y'all are making this tough on me. Dom says, "What are you offering, Steven?" My opinions blow the wind. Yep. I'm offering a lifetime opportunity to make someone's wishes come true. Sorry, Steven. Yep. No worries. All right, y'all are making it tough on me. So we got a tie here. We got 3 votes for Gladiator, 3 votes for Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I think I'm gonna have to vote. What about a brand new Ibanez? Yeah. I'm old. I saw it when I was a kid. Yeah, if you mean Raiders. Yeah, I didn't see the first Indiana Jones film I saw was actually what's it called again? The second one, The Temple of Doom, and I saw it on TV. Saw that when I was like a kid, and I loved it. And it's still a great film, but even that, like, it was a great movie, but that's not even the best Indiana Jones film. For me, it's a toss-up between Raiders and The Last Crusade. To be honest, I might actually like The Last Crusade better than Raiders of the Lost Ark. Stop the vote. I'm trying to persuade Dom. Yep. Well, I don't think Dom's. I mean, yeah, I guess you could get Dom to counteract, but right now it's up to me. Let's see here. Okay, to be honest, I think the winner. I think either one could be a valid winner. If we're saying best action movie, I'm going to go very strict with which one has the best action. Because they both specialize in different things. I think Gladiator definitely has like the heavier story, like the more heartfelt, it's more dramatic. Definitely like, kind of has more of the feels. So Gladiator is definitely the more dramatic one. But Raiders is the more fun one. Raiders is definitely like action adventure, like, exciting, fantastic, music. I'm weighing them both. Let's see here. You just gave me chills. Let's see. Raiders. Raiders is kind of the more fun film with just great set pieces, great stakes. Great pacing. It just makes you want to travel. If you're saying, if you haven't seen Raiders, then you gotta see that movie, Steven. That's a good one. Man, this is tough. Gosh, Steven Spielberg is also one of my favorite directors, so if not my favorite director, so man. To be honest, I could like totally flip a coin. Like I'd be okay with either one winning. As far as which one has the best action, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm not saying which one's the better story, which one's the better movie. They're both fantastic movies. Which one has the better action? So let me think. Gladiator definitely has some great sword fight scenes. I love the scene where they're doing the reenactment and they're playing the characters. They're reenacting that battle, and they're supposed to die, but because he's like an actual soldier, he's able to, get them to stick together, and they end up winning. And they were supposed to die, but they end up winning the battle. Looks like Hannah's vote might be going for Gladiator, unless you're just saying you're glad. But and then Raiders. Raiders has some great chase scenes, some pretty iconic moments. To be honest, if we're talking purely just the action, I think I'd have to go Gladiator. I think Gladiator has the better fight scenes, because a lot of the action scenes in Raiders, I think, are better for the story. Like, the reason the action scenes are good is not because it's like, wow, that was a sweet fight scene. It was just like, because of the context of the scene. It was like, that was a great scene for the story. It's like the stakes were high and it was exciting and thrilling, And like, yes, there's some great stunts in Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I think my vote would have to go for Gladiator. But again, Raiders is a classic. I don't think there's a wrong choice. I think, either one would have been okay. So I'm going to go Gladiator. So there we have it. The winner of the best action movie is Gladiator, which I think is worthy of the win. But like I said, all these are good movies. If you haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, do yourself a favor and watch that movie. Check out the Bourne trilogy. Bourne Ultimatum is the third one, so you need to go back and watch the Bourne Identity first. But all of those are fantastic. Braveheart is like a perfect film. Make sure you watch that. Casino Royale, again, another movie I would say is like perfect. That's my favorite James Bond film. Definitely watch that. Die Hard. Some people say it's the best Christmas movie ever, and I almost can't blame them for thinking that. Taken, fantastic. So many good ones here. John Wick 4, Top Gun Maverick, Spider-Man 2, X-Men, Days of Future Past, The Mummy. So these are all good movies. So do yourself a favor and add these to your Netflix list. So, yeah, Stan, that's right, Stan. The reason behind the action. So, yeah, that's what I would say is like, as far as the story goes, I think Raiders did a really good job. Hannah says, I leave to make coffee and come back to a hilarious chat. It's like, yeah, that's how it goes, Hey, we take these things seriously. All right, we're going to try to, I am going to have to wrap up the stream soon, but we are going to try to do one more bracket. We are going to have a frontman bracket. So who is the best front man or front woman? So, the head person of a band, the lead singer of a band, who is the best front man? That's what we're looking for. So let me set up another bracket here and we will do that. But while we are voting, if I could ask you guys real quick, would you guys mind voting for me so that I might have a chance to meet Tony Hawk? What am I talking about? So I just posted a link in the chat. Last week, I joined a contest, and the winner of the contest gets to meet Tony Hawk. And I just joined figuring, like, sure, why not, But as it turns out, like, in the rankings, I was, like, in 50th place or something. I'm like, that doesn't seem too bad. Like, maybe I got a chance at this. So I started, like, kind of posting for people to vote, and I had a lot of friends and family and people voting, and I ended up getting up to first place. Thank you, Steven. Steven says, I already voted for you. I got an email that I was one of the top voters. Awesome. Hannah says, submitting. Okay. Yeah, people have been voting, and right now, the vote is for the top 15. Voting for top 15 ends today. And I'm currently in first place, so I definitely appreciate everyone who's been voting. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe to make top 15. Now, it does say first place in my group, so just to clarify, this does not mean that I'm in first place for the whole contest. I'm still not really sure what in their group means, but it can't be bad. So there's a little less than 2 hours left to vote for the top 15, so I'm pretty sure I will safely make it to the top 15. I'm not sure what happens after that. I don't know if they do top 10 or if they're going to do top 5. I'm not sure, but either way, if you guys wouldn't mind clicking the link, it takes less than a minute to vote. I definitely appreciate that. If I could meet Tony Hawk, that would be flippin' sweet. That would be a dream come true. So definitely appreciate everyone who has voted. Thoughts do count. All right, this one, we're going to keep this one pretty short. We're just going to do 8 participants. We had 16 movies last time. We're going to keep this one to 8. Let's see here. Give me a second. Let's call this Frontman. Of course, by Frontman, it could be a woman as well, you know. Let's see here. Getting back to the chat. Let's see here. Okay, Hannah says, submitting my nominations right now. We got Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. We got Adam Gontier, formerly of 3 Days Grace. Yep. And we got Brent Smith from Shinedown. Got some approval from Steven right there for 3 Days Grace. That's right, Stan. You've got an hour and 53 minutes left to cast a vote. You know, so take your time. Thank you, Steven. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I will vote till I hear not to. Well, I'll keep telling you to vote then. Steven says, send me a picture with him if you do meet him. Yeah, I'm sure I will take some pictures. So we'll, you know, I'm not going to go meet Tony Hawk and be like, oh yeah, I didn't get any pictures. You know? I'm already proud of you, Quincy. You're doing great. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate that. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the votes. Okay, what other nominations do we have? We got 3 from Hannah. Who else would you guys nominate? I'll add those in just a moment. I'm trying to think. Who would I nominate? Front person. I think I'm going to say Hayley Williams from Paramore. I think she's just a great front person. Yeah, just lots of charisma. You know, she's got the charisma, got the voice, got the look. So she's a good one. Hayley Williams. And I will say, really, this could be any genre of music. I think we are sticking in rock and metal, punk, you know, that kind of, you know, alternative music. But let's see here. Hannah says, do all of you know Quincy in real life? Y'all talk. You always talk about texting and meeting and whatnot. Yeah, Steven and Stanley know me in real life. Some of the others here that have joined, like I haven't met Moonlight in real life. I don't know Adria in real life. So there are some people I've just met through the stream. Daniel I met through the stream. Dom I've met over the internet. But what is it? But yeah, Steven and Stanley both go to my church, so I kind of know them. I used to love Haley, but she's gone too heavy into politics lately. That's always disappointing when you know, I definitely prefer when people kind of, you know, let's leave music just kind of fun, you know, let's not, you know, get too political and stuff. I haven't really kept up with the news, so yeah, so I haven't really heard from that. But as far as, you know, what I grew up with on Paramore, I definitely like that. We got James Hetfield, yep, frontman for Metallica, yep, from Steven and Stanley. So Steven, I don't know if you were joking here, but you were saying frontman for Metallica. I don't know the name. That is James Hetfield. You know, that's who Stanley just commented. So there you go. From Daniel, we got Rob Halford, Ronnie James Dio, and Ozzy. Could I say Kurt from Nirvana? Yes, you can. All right, we might have enough votes here. Let's see what we got. Let's do, we'll do Kurt Cobain. Cobain. We'll do James Hetfield. Let me get all of Hannah's suggestions. We got Lizzie Hale. Lizzie Hale. Adam Gontier. We got Brent Smith. Let me get where's Halford from?
Oh, is it without the I? Sorry. Yeah, I'll correct that. Yeah. Halford is the singer in Judas Priest, a powerhouse vocalist, especially in the 80s. Yes, he is a good vocalist. Let me get that I out of there. Thank you for the correction. What do we have? We got Rob Halford. Yeah. Rob Halford, Ronnie James Dio. Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Ronnie James Dio. And I'll go ahead, just so you guys can have your selections. I'm going to take Haley off so we can squeeze in, what's his face? Brent Smith from Shinedown. Brent Smith. And we'll do Ozzy. And I think that's everyone. Love this chat. Yep, I do too, fella. I love seeing stuff in the chat. So awesome. All right. Well, I tell you what. Here are our nominees right now. Let me save this and let's see. We'll start the tournament. All right. So in our first bracket, we've got Brent Smith versus Ozzy. We've got Adam. Brent Smith is from Shinedown. We've got Adam Gontier, formerly of 3 Days Grace, versus Lizzie Hale. We've got James Hetfield from Metallica versus Rob Halford of Judas Priest. We've got Ronnie James Dio versus Kurt Cobain. Man, we got some good matchups here. So I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you guys, but yeah, Jack Black from Tenacious D. Maybe next time. You know, we can always do this again, guys. So. But go ahead and now, ideally, the best way to vote is to leave one comment with all of your votes. So rather than voting individually, like individual comments, try to pick your 4 picks and leave them in one comment. So hopefully you can see them all. I know the names might be blocking some, but I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you guys, and then I'll see what the voting is doing. And let's see here. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, here we go. This song goes out to all of you. This is probably going to be the last song of the evening, and then once we finish the bracket, we'll wrap things up. But this is a softer one. This is a song I released fairly recently. Yeah, so hopefully you've heard it. If you haven't, this one's available on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. This one's called Waking Up. It's too much effort to pull away the covers that pull me down and won't let go. It smothers me, the weight of this anxiety pressing me into my pillow. Blissful sleep, chasing lies and counting sheep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am, with all I have, waking up, facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. I toss and turn, and tick by tock the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. Part of me begging to go back to sleep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream you're not worth less. You have purpose. Wake up, see it. Time to dream it. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up. I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. Thank you. Again, that song is called Waking Up, and that's available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you like to listen to music. Or you can download that song for free from my Bandcamp. Link for that stuff in the description. All right, let's see how the chat is going. Let's see how these votes are looking. All right. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we got first off, Stanley is doing the individual votes. Hopefully you yeah, okay. Yeah, so please try to vote in one comment, just because it makes it easier for me to see what your selections are. Hannah, we got Brent, Lizzie, Rob, and Kurt. All right. For Daniel, we've got another one for Rob. We've got Ronnie, Dio. We got Ozzy, and we've got Adam. Okay. Hannah says, can I find you on Pandora by chance? I should be on Pandora. That's the only music app I used aside from YouTube. You'll have to, I should be on Pandora. See, I use a service called DistroKid, so whenever I distribute my music, it distributes it to all the different music platforms. So I try to mention, Spotify is probably the most popular one, and then there's other ones, but I should be on all of them. So if you use Pandora, yes, you should be able to look up Quincy Kane and hopefully find my music on there. I'm pretty sure I'm on Pandora. From Steven, we got Kurt, Adam, James, and Rob. And that's right. Steven says I know how to play this song, and I showed Steven how to play this one, so we'll have to jam on that one sometime. Adria says Mike Product. well, that man can basically sing anything he wants. It's okay if he's not on your list. Not well known, haha. Just had to say something about him. Well, I'll be sure to look him up. I'll check out some of his music. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that. But Adria, if you do want to have a look at the list, who would you vote for? We've got Brent Smith versus Ozzy. We've got Adam Gontier from 3 Days Grace, or formerly of 3 Days Grace, versus Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. We've got James Hetfield from Metallica versus Rob Halford of Judas Priest. And then we've got Ronnie James Dio versus Kurt Cobain. So let's see what we got here. The first one, Brent Smith and Ozzy. So we've got one vote for Brent. Let me add these up real quick. Hannah's voting for Brent. We've got a vote for Rob from Daniel. No, sorry. It's Ozzy. Yep, for Ozzy. Okay, there we go. So 1-1 so far. Let's see. For Steven, we've got a vote for, see, Kurt, Adam, James, and Rob. Did you vote for Brent or Ozzy? Let's see here. Because we had Kurt versus, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what we had here. James and Rob. So Steven, I don't know if you saw the bracket right. Who would you vote between Brent Smith and Ozzy Osbourne? Which Brent Smith is the vocalist from Shinedown. Stan says, love you, Quince. Got to go to bed so I can wake up for work tomorrow. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, this stream's going a little later than I normally would have. But all right, we got to vote for Ozzy from Steven. And then, yeah, Stan, I hope you have a good night, and we'll see how I'll take the votes that you did mention into consideration. Which, if you want real quick, you can pop a quick vote. We got another one for Ozzy. That's kind of a tough one for me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll keep the scores right now. I'll come back to that one. Now, for Adam and Lizzie, let's see what we got here. We got one for Lizzie, one for Adam, 2 for Adam. Okay. So right now for Lizzie and Adam, we've got 2 for Adam. We've got 1 for Lizzie. Both of them are great bands. I actually really like Adam's voice. If we're talking front person, I think you could argue either one. I think Lizzie's a really great front person. But as far as music goes, I really did like a lot of the earlier 3 Days Grace stuff. So I think I would have to go with Adam. So I think Adam's probably going to advance to the next round. For James Hetfield and Rob Halford, let's see what votes we got here. 1 for Rob from Hannah, 1 for Rob from Daniel, 1 for James. And I think we got a tiebreaker because I think Stan's voting for James as well. James all the way. Yep. All right. So, we got James from Steven and Stanley, and then we got Rob from Hannah and Daniel. So I'm gonna have to be the tiebreaker on this one. That's gonna be tough. I'll come back to that. Oh, yeah, Steven did Rob and James. That's okay. No worries. Yep. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, did you vote for both James? Oh, did you vote for both? Let me see that. So just James. Okay, so we got Let me see if I can read that real quick. Okay, so for Hannah, we got Rob from Hannah. Okay, I think I saw James. I didn't see the Rob, but yeah. So we got James from Steven and Stanley. We got Rob from Hannah and Daniel. And then we got Ronnie James Dio versus Kurt Cobain. Let's see here. Scrolling back to the top. We got Kurt from Hannah. We got Dio, Ronnie James Dio. So 1-1. We got Kurt from Steven. Okay. So we got 2 for Kurt. We got 1 for Ronnie right now. All right, so I might have to be a tiebreaker here. Let me think real quick. Okay, so for James Hetfield and Rob Halford, I think Rob is a really good vocalist, a great frontman. It's kind of tough. Like, I think if we were going just music, I think I'd probably go Metallica. I'd probably go James Hetfield. But if we're talking specifically front person, I might have to give it to Rob. I think Rob is a really good front person. And like James Hetfield, like, he's great and all, but like, I don't think he stands alone as as a front person, like he's awesome, but I don't know. Like I was gonna go James. I was actually leaning towards James, but if we're really voting for the front person, I might go Rob. Man, that is tough. Ugh. Okay, well, I gotta speed this up. So, okay. I think I'm gonna go Rob. I could go either one, but I'm gonna go Rob for that one. Now, for Ronnie James Dio and Kurt Cobain, I think they're both great. I think I'm gonna go Kurt Cobain. I think that's a little more, my style. And then for Brent Smith and Ozzy, I could probably go either one. But I think we're going to go ahead and go with Ozzy right now. He's in the lead. So, all right. So we've got the next bracket. We've got Ozzy versus Adam Gontier. We've got Rob Halford versus Kurt Cobain. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, obviously these are all great. I know Ozzy is a legend, but again, as far as the music I actually listen to, I think I would have to go with Adam. Ozzy obviously was very, thematic in his presentation, but yeah, for me, I think I would have to go with Adam. And then for Rob and Kurt, again, both really, really great. I think I'd have to go Kurt Cobain. I think that would be me. So for me, I'm gonna go Adam and Kurt. Let's see. So 1 vote for Adam from me, and 1 vote for Kurt from me. Let's see what everyone else is saying. We got a vote for Rob. Okay, Hannah says, oh, by the way, I replied to your reply to my I'm so sick question earlier. It's another inquiry in regards to the conversation. If you could please reply to it after the stream. Yeah, sure thing. Which, Hannah, if it helps, I don't know if we've exchanged email addresses before, but maybe we should, that might be kind of an easy way to, like, whenever, because we've had a few conversations before, and it might be nice just to have, like, a direct way to message each other when we have questions about things. So, I'll definitely, I should be notified of that, so I'll definitely, I'll check my notifications later and reply to that. But yeah, maybe we should exchange email addresses if we have not already. Let's see here. So for Steven, we got Ozzy and Kurt. So we've got a vote for Ozzy. And we've got another vote for Kurt. Okay. Hannah, we've got Oh, is it Gonche? Yeah, yeah. I've never actually heard his last name. I've seen it, but haven't heard it. Gonche. So, so we got a vote for Adam and Kurt. There's one for Adam. Here's another one for Kurt. Okay, what do we got here? Yep, Kurt from Adria. I'd prefer Discord. I find emails too out of my comfort zone. That's fine with me. I actually have a Discord, so if yeah, so we'll have to try that. Let's see here. Okay, so I think Kurt is advancing. Yeah, so we're gonna give the win to Kurt. And then right now it's Adam, unless someone else has got a vote. I think my vote went for Adam. I think we had one for Ozzy, and yeah, Ozzy from Steven. We had one from Adam, from Hannah. Adria, do you have a preference between Ozzy and Adam? And Daniel, do you have a vote for Ozzy and Adam? I'm guessing Daniel is going to vote for Ozzy because I think you were the one who made that nomination. So, yeah, I would say it depends on you two. If both of you vote Ozzy, he can make it. He can advance. But if one of you ends up voting for Adam, then I think he's going to get the win. So we shall see what happens. So yep, just waiting to see if Adria and Daniel have a preference between Ozzy and Adam, who their vote would go towards. All right, let me see if I can scroll this over a little bit. There we go, so you guys can see it a little better. There we go. All right. So I know there's a little bit of a delay whenever I speak with these things, so I usually have to wait a few seconds, but might have to advance this. So I think we're going to give the win to Adam if we don't see anything in a moment here. But cool. All right. It looks like it's going to be that. So we do know Kurt has made it to the finale. So the final vote is going to be between Kurt and either Adam or Ozzy. I have a feeling it's going to be Adam. All right. I think we're going to go Adam. Yeah. Man, wow, it is getting late. Yeah, sorry, I got to wrap this up. So yeah, I think we're going to have to give it to Adam. All right. So lastly, we got Adam versus Kurt Cobain. Man, that's a tough choice right there. It's kind of funny, like, so Nirvana's one of those bands that I kind of got into them later, and I'd heard a lot about Nirvana. Nirvana's obviously very popular, and they're almost one of those bands, like, they're almost so popular that almost makes them less appealing, because you're just kind of like, man, everyone always talks about this. But if you ignore like the if you ignore the the hardcore, fans, Nirvana really is a good band. Like, I'm not like, I'm not like obsessed with Nirvana like some people are, but there's a reason they're popular, and it's because they're a really good band. They just write really catchy songs, so I really do like Nirvana. But with that said, again, 3 Days Grace was my jam back in high school, and I really like Adam's voice, and I would even say my music is probably more akin to 3 Days Grace than Nirvana. So we shall see. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining us. We are about to wrap up, but if you want to vote, we're in the final ranking for the bracket. We're doing Adam, formerly of 3 Days Grace, versus Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. And we're voting for the best frontman. So let's see here. We've got Adam all the way for Hannah. Kurt all day. It's hard, but Kurt. Yep, we got Kurt for Steven. Kurt was so smart when it came to music theory. I'd have to hear him kind of talk about that. I know he was a really good songwriter. I never really got the impression that he was like a very theory-heavy guy. I thought he just was kind of someone who just kind of wrote like just whatever, and just had like a good sense of rhythm and melody, and just finding neat chord movements. But maybe that's because he did have a good sense of music theory. So I think we got Adam from Hannah. We got Kurt from Steven. Adria is voting for Adam as well. Cool. So I heard Kurt didn't learn theory. Maybe that was a lie. Yeah, I don't know. So, Steven, I'm not sure where you heard that he was good with music theory, unless you're, yeah, I'm not sure. But maybe he did. You know, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Yeah, it's like Kurt became overrated because of the switch in genres at the time, possibly. Could be. Again, like I said, I don't think, like, how do I say it? I think Nirvana is like legit, you know. Like I think they're a really good band. I do think sometimes their fans kind of overhype them, but I do think there's a reason why they're overhyped. So like I don't want to say Nirvana's overrated because I don't think so. I think they have earned, you know, the respect that they get, but yeah, Steven says, no, he just had a really good sense of music. That's what I mean when he... Okay, so I think Steven was just saying he was really smart, had a good sense of musicality, might be. So rather than music theory, you probably just say he has a good sense of musicality. And that's kind of the impression I got, is like, you know, he seemed like the kind of guy, like I don't think he went deep into music theory or anything. I think he just kind of, had a good sense of musicality. So that's what I say when he was really good at music theory. I believe that he was way smarter than most people when it came to it. Could be smarts. I don't know if smarts is the right word for musicality and stuff. I think it's just, kind of what you discover and just how well you can articulate, the emotion you're trying to convey. Either way, I think these are both great vocalists, great frontmen. But I think, yeah, if I had to vote too, I think my vote would go for Adam as well. And so it looks like Adam is going to win our bracket for the best front person. So, Hannah says, an argument I hear a lot is music theory. Is music theory necessary to learn? I don't think it's necessary, but I don't think it's something to be scared of. I actually made a video about this. In fact, you might have to, you might check it out. If you go to my channel and you search music theory versus ear or by ear, you know, I did a video about playing by ear versus music theory, and the short answer is they're not two forces. It's not one versus the other. They're just tools. You know, your ear is a tool, and music theory is just knowledge of music. And so I think a lot of times people are sort of scared that music theory is going to gonna make their music stale, and they're gonna lose the heart and the sensation and freedom in their music. And that's not true at all. Music theory just helps you understand why things work, but they're not rules. You can break music theory. You know, if you learn a rule like, oh, this usually sounds good, and that's what, you know, here's the theory of why it sounds good. Like, yes, you can understand that, but you're allowed to break that if you want to. You know, it's not something you have to be chained to. So I say both. You know, I say, you know, don't be afraid to learn music theory, and you know, if you can exercise your ear, go for it. You know, I tend to play more by ear, but again, from time to time, I'll pick up some tricks. You know, a little bit of music knowledge, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's how you explain that, or that's why that makes sense, or that's how that works, or that's what you call that chord. You know, it's like, you know, you kind of learn these little tricks that sort of help make sense, but that's all there is to it. Hey, don't worry. Again, Steve's saying, no, Kurt was supposed to win. You know, truth be told, anyone could have won this. You know, these are all great front people. You know, Adam is just who won for you know, our votes and stuff. So that's how it's going to go today. But yeah, my pleasure, Hannah. But anyway, you all, man, this stream went on pretty lengthy, but I definitely appreciate you all hanging out with me, and thank you so much for watching. for anyone watching, if you'd like to support me, there is a link in the description to a virtual tip jar, and I definitely appreciate that. That helps me so that I can make improvements and bring you bigger and better content. And again, I've got some plans. I'm trying, as you can see with the lights and stuff, I'm trying to kind of improve the quality of these streams, and I'm excited for some of the things to come. So stay tuned for what is to come. But yeah, virtual tip jar, link in the description. If you don't have the financial means to support me, my biggest goal right now is building an audience. So you can help me do that by sharing my content, inviting people to the streams, sharing my music, sharing my songs with other people. That's really what I'm trying to do, just trying to build an audience, people who connect with my music, and more people who can tune into these streams and things like that. And then be sure to join my email list. There's a link in the description where you can sign up for my email list. This allows me to notify you whenever I have a new song release, special videos, things like that, certain events, and just keep you up to date with everything that I've got going on. So yeah, that's all there is to that. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging out. This has been a lot of fun. I always enjoy just chatting with you guys, and you guys are helping me learn a lot too. Again, it was kind of funny. This was supposed to be a bracket for video games, but we didn't do a bracket for video games at all. So I'll have to see how to, maybe there's some way I can kind of avoid that issue in the future. I'm not sure. I definitely, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time. I'm going to post a few links in the chat, so be sure to check that stuff out. Good night, man. My pleasure, Adria. Good night.